Hi, and welcome back to the Studio Scoop.
Thanks again for joining us this week for another episode. I'm one of your hosts, Gaby Olmo.
I'm Kathy Prada.
And I'm Sabrina Lopez.
This week we talk again about magnet stereotypes.
Last week we discussed broadcasting, tech, dance, and theater stereotypes, and this week we'll be going into depth about orchestra, law, and art.
And we have some special guests again to debunk these stereotypes. Our first guest is Samantha Rodriguez, and she's an orchestra student. So Samantha, tell us some stereotypes that they make about orchestra.
Okay, well, some stereotypes about orchestra are that all the students are shy and introverted, and that we all know how to play every single instrument, ever, and that we're all dedicated to practicing our instrument all the time, and that's all we care about.
How often do you guys practice your instrument?
Well, usually we have to practice an hour a day. So
what instrument do you play?
the violin.
And then what are something else? What are some more?
We also have that we all want to pursue music as a career, which really isn't true, because most of us are interested in other fields, but we still want to keep music in our life
a hobby.
As a hobby, because we all love it, but not to pursue it fully.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting knowing an instrument, so...
I mean, it's interesting, but it's very stressful too.
It's very stressful as a career. I think if you have it as a career, you start losing the interest.
Honestly, I know that it's an easy way to get money. People say you can book little jobs here and there, if you ever need money.
So it could be a side job if you ever need
too.
one.
Yeah. And then people always think that we're in band, since band and orchestra are
so
instruments.
Not gonna lie.
But we all hate that. When people say that we're in band, we get mad at them, and we're no, they're different, because we feel offended.
Yeah, because sometimes we're oh, Sam, oh yeah, wait, is she in band? No, she's
no.
orchestra.
We're no, wrong magnet. And we're attached to our instruments. That if you touch it, we'll get mad at you.
It's your baby.
But, no. But me, you can ask anyone. I literally don't really care about it. I just leave it there, and I'm okay. Don't touch it, that's it.
Okay, so it all just really depends on the student.
Yeah, everyone's different. And people also think that orchestra kids are very unathletic and aren't
they don't
not strong or anything, that they don't care about that.
Do you do any sports, for example?
Yeah, I've been doing cheer since 7th grade, so for 4 years now, and I'm super interested in it. And I love it. We're always there. I put a lot of time into cheer.
Yeah. Are you able to balance them?
Yeah, I balance both of them, and it's pretty easy to balance it. I spend my hour for orchestra, and then the rest of the time I'm at cheer. And a lot of kids I know a lot of kids also play basketball that are in orchestra, because for the Mass Olympics thing.
Yeah.
She was doing who knows how to play basketball. A lot of them are raising their hands. So
next is law student Camila Salavarilla to tell us about the law stereotypes.
Well, some law stereotypes is that many people think we're uptight, because I guess when we're focusing on our work, we get actually serious. So I guess we just look uptight, but I swear we are not actually uptight. And they also all think that we want to become lawyers since we're in the law magnet, or judges. And
what do you actually want to become?
Well, I want to be a pediatrician is what I'm thinking about, going into the medical field. But it's not that I don't like law. It's just I find it more interesting to be in the medical field. But being a law student does help. More stereotypes would be that we're all super smart. Not that we're not, but we don't, everyone thinks that, we read something and we get it firsthand. No, we have to study it. We're just really good at studying, I guess. And that they also think that it's super good to memorize, since we have super easy to memorize things.
You know the Constitution by heart.
Yeah, everyone thinks we know the Constitution by heart, but we don't. We understand it, but we can't memorize things. We can't look at something and memorize it. But I guess it's since we have to do a lot of speeches, they think we can memorize it, but it's not. We're just really good at I don't know, making it up on the spot, because we're taught that.
What are some more?
Well, everyone thinks that we're very patriotic.
I guess everyone has an American flag in their
Yes, literally. Everyone thinks that, but I swear we don't. Some people do, but not
every time the president gets inaugurated, they start crying.
Yes. So we'll be in class and be the president? No, it's not that serious. And then sometimes, they think that we have all the money in the school, because I'm not gonna lie, we do get a lot of money, but we also sell things in order to get this money.
I mean, a lot of things.
And you do have a lot of competitions.
Yes, because we have a lot of different clubs for competition. But it also helps like our magnet, and it helps us prepare like for the people that actually want to be like lawyers or judges. It helps them prepare for like their future. And then they also always think that we're selling. I swear we're not. Sometimes we actually have class, guys.
Sometimes they come in clutch, though.
Yeah, no, sometimes we do. If you guys need anything, tell one of the law students, and then we'll buy for you and give it to you outside.
Thank you.
Of course.
So next we have Leah Masvidal from art. So Leah, what are some stereotypes that you've heard about your magnet?
Well, the biggest stereotype is that we're all introverted and that we only like are friends with people in our class.
So what do you actually like?
Well, I believe I'm extroverted, and if you ask like my friends, like I like to socialize and I like to talk to everyone and hang out with anyone. So, I mean, I can't group everyone all together, but that's for me.
Do you have any other stereotypes you've heard?
That we can like draw anything on the spot and like, or that we just know everything about art, and that like if you just ask us, we know it. Like we don't. We're still learning, and that's the whole point of taking these classes.
So what does like a typical day in art look like?
Usually if you're already working on a piece, he lets you continue it and doesn't want to interrupt you, but he will help you if you need it. Or if there's competitions, he'll ask you if you want to like do any of them, and you can always start a new piece, or he can suggest like something that he's like an assignment he wants you to do. But it's very, you work at your own pace, and it's like you have a lot of freedom in what you want to do.
Oh, sounds awesome. Thanks, Leah.
So those were actually some really interesting perspectives I heard of.
Yeah, there were definitely some that I hadn't heard of before.
And I found it really cool, like getting some insight on what's going on in the magnet. And so that's a wrap on today's episode.
Don't forget to drop down any topics you want us to talk about in the Google form below.
And tell us some stereotypes that your magnet has that we haven't already mentioned. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.